Here's how to get the most out of Facebook ads and make sure that your home improvement company gets as many leads, as many closed jobs as possible out of Facebook. And something really important to note first, you need to be able to have a consistent flow of creatives. So let's talk about that. That's the number one thing. You need creatives. And what is a creative? Because I know a lot of agencies talk about this. A creative is either the image or video you're using to advertise your business. And so you want to make sure you've got a lot of those consistently. You have high quality videos. Now they don't have to be studio shot. Matter of fact, a simple video of you talking about it or you talking about your offer is going to rip on Meta. So you want to make sure that you have a consistent flow of some type of creatives that the agency can run so that you're able to get the most out of Facebook. But at the end of the day, this is the most important thing. Also, another thing, offer. If you don't have a good offer, if you're offering anyone free quotes on their whatever large home improvement it is, if you're just offering a free quote that's not new, that's not attractive, and there's no reason why they should go with you versus the guy who's just going to do it cheaper. It's simply a numbers game at that point if you're just offering a free quote. But if you offer something like $0 down, 0%, etc., and you have a good offer, that is going to make it more attractive for someone to click on your ad over someone else's or work with you over someone else. So it's going to be, these are the two really important pillars to any Facebook ad to make sure you get the most out of it. But there's something I haven't talked about yet. There's something more important that a lot of people don't talk about when it comes to running Facebook ads. The thing is, you need processes. What am I talking about? The main reason why people fail with Story Media is because they don't have processes. They don't have a way, they don't have a written out explanation to their team. And if you don't have a team, then you can make these processes work just by yourself, but you need to have some sort of process so you can keep yourself accountable. And what does that process mean? I mean, setting appointments. Now, if you don't have a consistent, and I can actually give you a full framework of how to set appointments consistently, and also a sales process. So you need to have a consistent way to set appointments and close deals. And you may think, yeah, I've got this locked down, I don't need those. But when you start hiring more people, and if you're at that stage where you are hiring more people and you can't seem to get any sort of agency to work, you're probably in one of these two areas where either the people you have setting these appointments either aren't doing what they should be doing or they aren't closing the deals properly because maybe they're too used to closing insurance deals. This is a very big problem we have with roofing companies who are consistently closing hail damage and then they're like, yep, we want to start a retail division. And none of their salesmen can close because they're so used to showing up, offering them a free quote, and then being like, hey, you can get this entire roof replaced for $3,000. You just pay your deductible, $3,000, and you're gonna be good. And then you make all this money. Well, they just paid $3,000 for a roof they probably didn't need to replace. And so what you end up having is salesmen who don't know how to close, and then you wonder why agencies don't work. So you want to make sure, above actually running the ads, you want to ensure that you have a good setting process and you have a good sales process. And I can go into what does a good setting process look like? Well, you would want to be calling the leads within 30 seconds. I don't understand why anyone still thinks that you can call your leads within an hour, whenever you get the chance. 5 minutes, that's too late. Calling leads within 5 minutes is too late. They've already forgotten who you are, what they just clicked on. They don't even remember who you are anymore. And so it's important that you call the leads within 30 seconds. You get the notification, new lead, you call them within 30 seconds. Not only that, you also have a good phone system. So you don't want to be showing up as spam likely. You want to make sure that you understand, well, what are my phone numbers looking like? Are they showing up as spam? Do I need to switch the phone number, etc.? From there, you also want to have a good script. And I'm kind of targeting this for the bigger companies. If you have receptionists who are setting the appointments for your company, taking in all the leads and setting the appointments, then you want to make sure that they have a good script to say. And even if you're a solo founder, we see a lot of roofing companies who will get a call and they'll just answer with, "Hello, who is this?" It's like you run a roofing company. You should be answering professionally. You should be answering ready to set that appointment. And if you call the lead saying, "Hello, is this blank?" And they're like, "Yeah, who is this?" It's, "Hey, my name is blank. Do you want a roof quote?" It's like, hold on. You want to introduce yourself and explain why are you calling? "Hey, my name is Carl from XYZ Roofing. I was just calling because I saw you submitted a form on Facebook looking for a quote on your roof. Is that you?" "Oh yeah, I just submitted that a moment ago." "Yeah, perfect. Let's get you booked in here. I have a time when the crews are around your neighborhood in about 1 hour." Or you could even say, "Oh, I have a time tomorrow around noon. Does that work for you?" "Yeah, that works. Just to confirm, is your address blank, blank, blank? And by the way, you are looking to replace this roof, right, with an asphalt shingle?" "Yeah, yeah." So what you essentially need to do is have a decent script so you sound professional. Half the reason that they're buying from you is that they trust you. They don't want to do the job done. They don't want to do it twice. And if they ever have cheaped out, they've learned their lesson and they're going to go with someone who they can trust, not just the person who is the cheapest. Just like any home improvement company would rather go with the agency they know is going to do it right versus just the cheapest guy in the block or the most expensive guy. It's just who is going to get it done and get it done right. And that's what you all care about. And similarly do your homeowners. They care about who is going to do my project right. And this is a decent setting process. Well, actually, this is a great setting process as long as you can nail this part. And all it takes is for you to understand how to sell people in person. And that doesn't mean pressuring people. That doesn't mean lying. But you need to have some sort of objection overcomes. If you truly believe that your roofing service or your bathroom remodeling service or your pest control service is better than the competitors or is good and is going to solve their problem, then there should be no doubt in your mind that leaving this house without a sale is only going to harm the homeowner. And so if you don't want to harm the homeowner, you're going to actually try to close them. That's the way I've really approached working with any client and how you should also approach trying to sell. But hey, we're the marketers. I don't got the sales advice. There's a sales trainer out there with better sales advice in your industry. And as I mentioned, if you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment. I'll be responding to it and possibly even making a video so you can have a longer, more verbose answer to your question.